Hi, my name is Nicole Redvers, and it's important for me to position myself as a member of the Dene-Deninu K'ue First Nation from Treaty 8 territory. And it's also important for me to state at the beginning that from a clinician, from a researcher, and from a community perspective, I need to be in relation to my work. And it's important to locate myself in this purposeful way in order to demonstrate respect for, but also be accountable to all my relations, or Salutina, as we say in my Denisuflin language. And I come to you right now on this beautiful unceded Algonquin territory. And I sat here on this piece of land for 3 days without leaving it for many complex purposes this past week, which I won't go into here today, but it felt right to speak to you here from this site to talk about some of the good work that's being done by Indigenous sisters and brothers around the globe. And last year in the spring of 2020, as I was teaching my Indigenous health students about the various determinants of Indigenous people's health, I kept thinking, what about Mother Earth? We know that Mother Earth also has key determinants for her health. So why were we not talking about it in this way? And although we have eco-focused determinants, they are still in direct relation to humans. Now, of course, this interconnectedness is important, but maybe we need to think about framing Mother Earth's determinants just for her, from her perspective, for once, to see how these align with our determinants of existence. So at the beginning of 2021, we brought together a group of Indigenous scholars, practitioners, land and water defenders, respected elders, and knowledge holders to formally define the determinants of planetary health from an Indigenous perspective, using an adapted consensus process method that better fits with our own style of coming together. We used a method of deep listening with our own Indigenous research methodologies, which put a focus on our personal preparation, our self-location, but also prayer and a decolonizing lens of benefiting our own and also the greater community. Now, our group identified 10 main determinants of health that fell under 3 main interconnected levels that were felt to be appreciated in our communities, which included, those levels included Mother Earth level determinants, interconnecting level determinants, and Indigenous peoples levels of determinants. And these 10 main determinants will hopefully be out soon in publication, but given the time, I wanted to focus on one of them here today, appreciating, of course, and platforming the work of the collective on this. Now, one of the determinants of planetary health noted specifically under the Mother Earth level determinants was respect of the feminine. And many of you may be familiar with the research that demonstrates globally that areas of high resource extraction correlates directly to regions with high violence against women. The two are completely and intimately intertwined. And many fail to appreciate that violence against women is violence against the land. And that violence against the land, again, is violence against our women. And I do want to point out a powerful image by Katie Douglas, who created an art piece to depict this relationship. And I highly recommend, if you have a chance, to search for her work. It's available online. Now, we as the feminine are water carriers, and this is both for the protection of Earth, but also for the protection of the water we carry within the amniotic fluid, nourishing our babies as they grow within inside of us. And water protector is our concurrent responsibility as women, but also as other feminine identifying genders. Both water bodies need to be healthy in our rooted home for wellness in our communities to be possible. The blood that flows through our veins is like the water that flows through Mother Earth. We are in a constant state of relationship that is key to achieving a good life. Now, when our babies pass from within our wombs to the outside world, the responsibility for life transfers from us to that of Mother Earth as mother, as provider, as giver. we then become part of a deep relationship that is premised on natural law, which values honesty, empathy, love, and justice to promote a cooperative spirit, interdependence, and coexistence as planetary relatives. Now, in many of our Indigenous nations, women are keepers of cultural identity and are caretakers of the natural environment. Women and other feminine genders are vessels for strong communities and networks. They foster community resilience and enhance collective vitality and well-being. I should note that motherhood also reinforces our relationship to the ecosystem, just as we are nourished by Mother Earth. So without respect of the feminine, Mother Earth will not be in balance. Now, from our Indigenous perspective, there is no separation between ourselves and that of the Earth, with complete interconnections existing that precludes any isolated definition. As Paula Gunn Allen of Pueblo Women so aptly states, we are the land. The earth is the mind of the people, as we are the mind of the earth. The land is not really the place separate from ourselves, where we act out the drama of our isolate destinies. It is not a means of survival, a setting for our affairs. It is rather a part of our being, dynamic, significant, real. It is ourself. Now, we currently have elaborate plans from local to international levels to tackle the social and ecological determinants of our own health, which is incredibly important. However, let's not forget about the determinants of planetary health, specifically within this story. Let's codify an equitable narrative that sets us on a path to better relations. And as I have previously noted as an adaptation, we cannot solve complex problems from the same worldview that created them in the first place, as it will continue to perpetuate a disconnect between us and the planet as relatives. So with this, I want to say Masi Cho. Thank you for sharing space with me in this beautiful space in this moment of time. And I look forward to sharing our collective's work in the coming months. Masi Cho.